Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We are doing a romanticizing series on this channel, and I'm going to talk about how to holiday with no money, how to enjoy your life while spending the bare minimum. I'm not gonna lie to you, I acknowledge the importance of money, and I would be lying in this video if I said you can move through life without spending something. It's a lie, it's not true. But you can do so with spending the bare minimum, okay? And this video is mainly or mostly a mindset shift, okay, with practical tips and personal experiences to help you be inspired on having amazing holidays without spending the kind of money you would spend if you went abroad or if you went traveling. Here is how to make the most of what you have, no matter what your budget is. Number one thing on this list is romanticizing your current location. For me, romanticizing is basically appreciating the ordinary, the day-to-day. And by appreciation, I mean being present whilst doing it and being in that moment. We're quite robotic. We are very much about, okay, what next? Because I guess life has shaped us to be on the move constantly, that you know, we don't appreciate some of the things that we do that actually help. That can be a reset moment. And I think it starts from there. If you want to appreciate life and therefore in turn experience a respite or a feeling of taking a break, you need to be present. And it starts with romanticizing, appreciating the life you live right now, appreciating what it's offering you right now. It's about noticing the beauty in the everyday thing that you're doing. I have a full video on romanticizing your life in general, so make sure you check that out if you are interested. Number two is be a tourist in your own town. There's so much that's being offered around you, but because you know the city, you've been there maybe since you were young, or you mentally associate that city or that town with work, or maybe where you grew up, or you know, whatever it is that's blocking it from you seeing it as an adventure, a place or a moment potential for adventure. Remove that and decide today that you're going to be a tourist in your own city. So what does that look like? Okay, for me to you, it means, for example, imagine yourself as a visitor in your city, okay? Make an itinerary, pick things that you've never done there before that you want to explore and do them, okay? Do them with wide open eyes, okay? Leave room for spontaneity and plan some new things in there. If you want to take it up a notch, if you're a creator, if you love capturing moments or leaving some sort of footprint, start to build a Google review or Google contributor page. You will see in Google you can leave a review, and the more reviews you leave of a place or of a location or of an experience within a particular location, you will gain followers. You can also follow people that are doing similar things. So it's something that is definitely not as promoted, but you can do it. You want to be recognized as a local guide. You get little badges when you get a certain level of interaction and response and engagement from your reviews that you leave on Google. The next thing on my list is traveling or going somewhere, but at minimal cost. Now, how can you keep costs at a minimum? When you take a look at traveling, the most expensive thing is usually accommodation. So once you've gotten that out of the way, accommodation is covered for. Either maybe you've chosen to stay with friends, you've chosen to do an exchange, as in you say to a business or a company, I am going to come to your business and offer this service this many hours in exchange for a roof over my head whilst I'm in the city, or roof and food. That happens a lot, more often than you probably think. It typically happens with international people, but local people, if you present yourself well, again, we talked about building a profile, a local guide profile on Google. If you present yourself well enough and knowledgeable and determined, you definitely can open up these opportunities for you. But if that route is not possible to you for whatever reason, friends or families, and even to be very honest with you, it doesn't even need to be friends or family. When I traveled to Nigeria, the people that helped me were colleagues or acquaintances that I happened to mention to that I'm going to Nigeria and I'm going to be solo for the first 2 weeks whilst I wait for my friends to come and join me for the wedding that I had traveled there for. And They helped me out a great deal, from the airport to where I stayed, to recommendations of places, to taking me to, Lekki art markets. These are people I'd never met before, but essentially what I'm stacking on this tip to you, from me to you, is speak. Okay, speak to people about what you want to do, because there are people that are open to helping and to helping you at no cost, because there's still nice people out there, and some of the things you will get will be priceless, in terms of, even if you tried to buy it as a service from somewhere, you may not even get the same level of detail and service. So what I'm trying to say here is, travel at a minimal cost, eliminate what is expensive, which is usually accommodation and food. Okay. On top of that is, make sure you are outspoken in a safe way, or don't go and tell mad people that you are going somewhere and then you go and get. So just do it in a way that is wise. Okay. The next one is to seek hidden gems on YouTube. Okay. If you're a person naturally that's excited by the idea of traveling and seeing the world, or whatever it might be, it's therefore wise to have it in your plans, to acknowledge that you want to do that. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Don't worry about where the money is going to come from. Just accepting and acknowledging the idea. If you really want something, as in you really want something, you're not focused on the fact that you don't have it. You're not focusing on the fact that how is it going to happen. You just acknowledge that I really want this thing to happen. I would love whatever it is that you want. Acknowledgement is so powerful. Acknowledge that you do want to go to whatever that destination is, and just park it there. I genuinely believe somehow, some way, life just has a way of making things happen, as long as you're not in a place where you are negatively emotional that you do not have it, but you almost are looking forward to the time when it does come through. It's another thing to accept that you would love to go to this place, or to do this thing, or experience this experience, and just rest in that acknowledgement. And then it's another thing to acknowledge you want this thing and be like, oh, but I can't because of XYZ. The last point is to take action towards the future trips you want to experience. As I said, instead of focusing on the fact that you do not have or you cannot have right now, start researching and start planning and start listing, start taking steps. These steps don't have to mean saving, because maybe you start to think, okay, I don't have money to save right now. At least start planning. Know the names of the streets that you want to roam. Know the names of the companies offering the activity you want to do. Have the end product in mind, which is maybe a curation of the moments, or, you want to have this pasta that is served in this particular restaurant in that place. Start to build an itinerary. Don't worry about how, when, who it's going to happen. Just start looking forward to it, and at least have the intent, because to that will come a plan, the desire to plan, the desire to save, the desire to make it happen. Okay, I have been saying in my series, in terms of planning for 2025, enjoyment does not happen by accident, and the things that do happen by accident, somehow, somewhere, your desire was in there, your intent, your acknowledgement to want it was in there, is part of the magic sauce to make it all happen. And so I have to add it in this video. Though it's a last point, it's a very important, equally as important. Plan to do whatever it is you have set as your dream, and expect it. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. I hope some of the nuggets, some of the points in this video have been helpful somewhat. If there's anything I've missed out or haven't explained in good enough detail, you can take a stab at it and do it better. Leave it in the comment section below. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Stay safe in the meantime, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.